Hi Virgo, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are doing the monthly readings, okay? So looking ahead at May and what's in store for you. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the readings. Leave me a comment. Let me know if there's anything specific you would like me to look into in the next sort of batch of readings. But today we've got a bit of a green, herbal, earthy theme. This week, you guys being earth signs, you may find that very useful. But Virgo, today we are using the Green Witch Oracle. I'm supporting that with the Tanis lenormand today. Looking at career and finances, we're using the Purposeful Career Oracle and doing something a little bit different for May. We are actually looking at health this month using the Health Secrets of Medicinal Herbs. Okay, so I have randomly been told to use this book this month, so that is what we're doing. It's been getting some very, very interesting messages. So we'll see what comes out for you. But getting into it, Virgo, splitting the month, start, middle, and end. What does Virgo need to know about May 2025? What is happening for our Virgos in May? Start, middle, and end of May for Virgo, please. For some reason, I know it's not anywhere near Virgo season as of yet, but I was just hearing the word birthday a few times there, Virgos. So you may be attending a birthday party sometime in May, or there may be an important birthday around you in May. I feel like that's coming up. It does feel important. So I'm kind of feeling like for some of you, it's like, don't forget that birthday that's in May. So what have we got? Taurus and Gemini in May. Actually, so yeah, the end of Taurus, start of Gemini. Starting May off for you, though, we do have leadership coming through with the broccoli here. Okay, so you're being asked to stand tall and, have a very clear head on your shoulders during the start of May. We do specifically see with, a head of broccoli. So we have the stalk and then we have the head of broccoli. And it's like a very big bushy head. So it's like using your head this month, starting the month off using your brain, using your head very smartly, very wisely, very maturely. I'll specify why that is. Clarify for Virgo why leadership is so important for the start of May. I'm also hearing taking leadership, taking ownership. We have the heart flying on out there. Taking leadership of, something that you love, or taking leadership and taking the lead when it comes to matters of the heart. It does feel like it is, having a very clear head when dealing with matters of the heart, people that you care about, things that you care about this month. We do have the Tower coming through here. So the Tower talks about a few different things here, but, with the leadership overview of that, there is a strong sense of authority with the Tower. It's very governmental, authoritative energy, a little bit defensive and isolating. So some of you may be finding that that's why you're needing to take leadership, because you're needing to sort of take matters into your own hands a little bit, in a very strong, I'm protecting the tower kind of, I'm the king of the castle and I'm going to protect and defend this, with honor, defend my heart with honor. I'm going to lead the troops to defend the tower. so that the tower doesn't fall kind of energy here. We do see the dog coming through there as well, which is all about, that's the card of friendship and platonic relationships very heavily here. But with the other cards I'm seeing, because we also have the lily. Okay, so we have the heart, which sometimes can be romantic love, but it can also be unconditional love. All right, and we do have the lily there, which is like longevity, long term. We do with the tower, there is this element of, you know, longer term, you know, foundational relationships. So, you know, a lot of the time it's relationships that you've had since childhood. So with the dog here, I would actually suggest that this may actually be, you know, somebody who is so close to you that it feels like family. You know, a friendship, a strong friendship, maybe. It may even be a family member that feels like a friend, okay? Because we do have that platonic friendship energy there. But ultimately, even if it's not a friend, it's about the loyalty. It's about the, you know, we have this loyalty to each other. And you're taking, you know, leadership. You're taking point this month on that. And being very, you know, because this is emotional vulnerability as well with the lily here. So you're, you know, that shows a lot of understanding and compassion for the emotional components of the connection. I do feel as though it's the emotional components of this connection, of the unconditional love that is there between you and this person. So it definitely could be a family member or somebody that's been in your life since kind of like childhood. Could be somebody that you feel very loyal toward, needing to maybe be more compassionate and, you know, more emotionally vulnerable with this person, more intimate on an emotional level, so that we can have the understanding and compassion going both ways here. So it's not really telling me who needs to be understanding, and who needs to, you know, have the compassion here. So I'm not sure whether it's you that's being, you know, being emotional, or whether it's this person being emotional. But you have this, there's an unconditional love connection all at the end of the day. So for some of you, this could actually be, you know, a parent or a child. It could be, like I said, a long-term friend, a sibling, those kinds of things coming through here. But you're taking leadership here, and you're, you know, and when we move into leadership and authoritative energy, that also does mean taking responsibility, you know, personal responsibility as well. And maybe that's why we're seeing so much emotions at the surface here. That if we want, you know, we want understanding and compassion, that maybe we do need to take personal responsibility. We need to take leadership by standing tall and strong, and taking, you know, personal responsibility for our own mistakes, as well as, you know, as well as other people's mistakes in situations and relationships. But following that through, in the middle of the month, we do have the Dahlia, which is all about refinement. Okay, so refinement, that like you're in this leadership energy, then we're moving into a refinement energy where we're, you know, fixing up the loose ends, where we're fixing up the bits and pieces that, you know, haven't quite fit, and so we're refining that. So for some of you, I'm definitely picking up on work career stuff here, where this is, you know, we're fine tuning, we're going back through the, you know, and refining a process that, you know, it maybe was close to being perfect, but now we're going back through and we're refining that to get, you know, more time, more energy, like, you know, better processing out of that. Just wanted to clarify the refinement card, please. It's just like, yeah, so it's transforming. Okay, so it's taking something, you know, it's taking all that unconditional love, and using your role as the leader here to transform what has ended into something new. Okay, to refine that into something that works better, than what it has before. You know, the coffin is a death and then a rebirth. So it's like the phoenix rising from the ashes here. But it does seem to be up to you this month. May does seem to be about you taking leadership of things here, and of all this energy. So you're the one that needs to close the lid on the past so that we can, enter into a refined agreement that works better. That is a stricter process that sticks better to the procedure, and to we're refining the procedure, or the way something is done here. Ending May, we have cleansing with the lemon. Okay, so tequila. You always need tequila with some lemon, but the cleansing energy there, a very, very fresh restart energy. We're refining, we're taking responsibility, we're refining the things that haven't worked in the past. We need to refine that process, get rid of those things that don't work, close the lid on those things so that we can transform this and have that, that total clean slate, start over fresh, that phoenix rising from the ashes, a brand new life, brand new chance here, cleansing and a refreshment here. Clarify the lemon for Virgo at the end of May. We have the book and then the sun. So, we're opening up and bringing everything to light, bringing everything to the surface. Once again, I feel like that's why we did see that lily there with the emotions. So we're really delving into the chapters that have already been gone, and in order to learn from those and to bring everything out into the open, so that we can find happiness in the next chapter, so that we can, if we don't like the story, we need to rewrite that in a way that cleanse that and get, rip out that page and start a fresh page. Cleanse that energy, bring everything out into the open so that we can cleanse that energy and we can close the lid on all that, and then we can move on to that fresh brand new page, where happiness is. This is happiness, ending the month with beautiful yellow citrusy lemony energy with the sun there as well. Okay, so brand new chapters, but there is a process and a refining the process, and then cleansing all the stuff that doesn't work. Refining what's, it does feel like a little bit like assessing what worked and what didn't. Being very open and honest with yourself, with your family, with your loved ones here, so that we can bring it all out into the open, cleanse out all the ish, start fresh. All right. So after May, we definitely have the opportunity to start fresh. I do also have a hidden message on the bottom of the deck here. We have the fish, the rider, and then the clouds. So there is money on the way to you, Virgo, but don't allow yourself to overthink the money. Okay, whatever this money is, don't allow yourself to overthink it. And the less that you overthink the money, it will, good news, money's on the way. All right, so there is some extra money on the way in May, I feel, as well. But we will look specifically at money, career, money, and finance. Well, finances. Career and money for Virgo in May. Career, job, finances for Virgo in May. Talent. You have an exceptional talent in art that needs to be discovered or expanded. It's time to make a fortune in your creativity. So I feel as though that's linking in with the leadership. It's not necessarily art. It's just using your creativity, your creative talent, to work out, how to refine the processes and how to take leadership of career stuff and your finances especially. You maybe need to be a little bit more creative with your finances, but you do have a talent of being able to, I feel like a lot of you haven't even discovered that yet, or you've only discovered a small part of that and needs to be expanded here. But don't be afraid to ask for assistance along the way. There are some resources you have overlooked that would help you resolve your financial issues. someone is willing to help you recover. All right, so especially with that talent card where it's asking for creativity, then with the assistance, it's kind of like, there's thinking outside the box. You need to think outside the box when it comes to money, and, asking for assistance. There may be somebody that may be able to, help you learn how to think outside the box in a different kind of way, help you learn how to, be a little bit more creative with your finances so that you can, find that extra money coming your way. We also have skills for you here, Virgo. Investing in your skills is a great way to generate money. You can provide services using your expertise to build a stable income. So really stopping and thinking about, maybe this month, taking a bit of leadership once again to really stop and ask yourself, well, what are my skills? What are my talents that I have, even just within my own personal life, that I could actually, integrate into my career in order to make me more money? For some of you, you may actually be, especially with the book at the end of May there, you may find you may be doing some sort of training course around the end of May as well. I'm picking that up, some sort of education to expand on your skill set. All right. But looking at health for you, Virgo, what does Virgo need to know in regard to health for May, please? Wintergreen. Several plants are called wintergreen. This is the Native American wintergreen. It was once an important flavoring in toothpaste, candy, chewing gum, even beer, but has been replaced by a synthetic. The so it's a substance which is it's methyl salicylate, a substance related to aspirin, which is a natural component of wintergreen oil. The infusion has been drunk for colds, coughs, aches, and the flu, but wintergreen is primarily known for its virtues as a rub and a poultice that has been applied to eczemas and to the forehead in cases of headache. It's a counter-irritant for arthritis and rheumatism. Okay, so I don't feel as though it's the actual plant itself, the wintergreen, that is of note here. I feel like for a lot of you, it's letting us know that um, your like headaches this month, coughs, cold, aches, headaches, as well as issues around arthritis for some of my older Virgos. That there may be some extra need, like it just seems to be pointing out the need for aspirin for you this month. And I know arthritis, a lot of people treat arthritis with aspirin as well. So I am just getting a lot of aspirin. So, make sure you go and buy some aspirin this month because you may need it this month, Virgo, whether it be for a headache or something like that. All right, the cough, the cold, the flu. All right, not going to lie. Over here in Australia, it is that time of year where they're all starting up for us. My allergies have been like crazy this week. So, I'm definitely going to stock up on some aspirin myself. But that's what we have for you today, Virgo. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. And I will see you all again soon.